Well, and I think that's a good point because I do think that people look at social media, they look at fitness influencers, bodybuilders, fitness competitors, and they think that's a lifestyle. Even the competitor themselves would say, this is not what I would suggest for somebody to do. Like, this is a job, this is a temporary, like,
Mhm.
I'm doing this for this purpose, and then I'm not going to do it again for a
Yeah.
while. Like,
Yeah.
it's a prep. It's a for this period of time, I'm going to eat like this and I'm going to train like this, but I'm not touting this as a lifestyle for somebody.
Yeah.
It's my job. So I
Mhm.
think people have to be really aware that like what they're seeing with those people, like they're
Yeah.
doing it to step on that stage and to have a body and to look a certain way. But when they step back off, they don't do that all year, every day. Like that's just,
No,
yeah.
the
So,
genetics have everything to do with what determines how you're going to look in the end result. People that follow certain, especially, I worry, certainly when I was younger, I thought, um, well, I knew I wasn't going to end up looking like Schwarzenegger or Lou Ferrigno or something like that. I knew I was a little dude, so I'll just look the best I can. But if somebody really gets obsessed, that's what I worry about, youth getting influenced too much from somebody that looks the way they do because of genetics. But yeah, they're putting in hard work
mhm.
and God knows what else they're putting in their bodies. Um, I do appreciate some of the people that are very open and honest about putting PEDs in their body and they're giving you the real result. I never recommend doing that. I've never even seen the point of a little guy like me doing that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I the next one of the next videos I want to do is have like a geneticist talk about the importance of accepting your genetics. This is what you're going to look like. You can work as hard as you can. You're not going to look like this other person, and um, and just be good with that.
Yeah.
How what point do we say, you know what, I'm good?
Well, and there's a whole movement that's just really taking over in the dietetics world, this health at every size.
Mhm.
And it's HAES is kind of the nomenclature, but basically saying like weight doesn't really predict health. You may be in a bigger body, you may genetically be inclined to be on the higher side of BMI or over BMI. That doesn't mean
Right.
you're not healthy.
Yes.
There's a difference between weight and health. And I think that people do extreme drastic things to try to hit a number on the scale, which I
Yeah.
understand, but that doesn't, that in that comes potential decrease in health,
Yeah.
restriction, eating disorders, overexercise, injury, reduction in emotional regulation. Like what happens when you starve yourself, what happens when you don't nourish your body and your muscle and your bone density. So I think you have to be really careful, like you said, of like knowing where your body's normal is, and social comparison is the absolute worst because you may not need to be 135 pounds or whatever you were, like what went downhill by doing that, and then
Yeah.
what's the long-term effects. And it depends on how long you stay there and what the extremity was, but I do think that being able to find your healthy space and also know like I might be optimal at this weight even if the BMI says it's unhealthy.
Yeah.
I function my best, I feel my best, my
Feel my
body
best.
is better here, and
Yeah.
that may be. So I would just urge people to like ignore BMI.
Exactly. Yeah.
It is BS.